Chrono Odyssey accused of ripping everything from New World. Dead on arrival? Dead on that's a bit of, you know what, in retrospect, wait, what is this? Pretty much every MMO is copy paste. WoW was never original. The writer must be new to MMOs. Removed? No, it doesn't need to be removed. What? Okay, so, oh my God. I think the drama concerning Chrono Odyssey has been intense. The reception for Chrono Odyssey has not been good, chat. It has not been good at all. So MRSSTIX and I, we actually gained access to the pre-beta test, and we played through all of it. We completed every bit of content we possibly could. And honestly, it wasn't terrible. There were definitely some issues that we had with it. Performance issues. We didn't really like the combat. Like, the combat was okay. It was probably the better part of it. Really, the story was practically non-existent. The difficulty was actually very challenging, and that we kind of liked. We liked the world bosses. The graphics were very diluted, and I don't think were nearly as impressive as they made it look in the trailer. And then we also noticed that there were a striking number of resemblances to not only Albion but New World. And these are all things that we noted here. This was a completely unsponsored video. Overall, we thought it was okay. We didn't think it would be, you know, it would break out into the scene. We didn't think it would be a good MMO into state that it was in. I then saw that there was a video uploaded by Canon. This guy is a Throne and Liberty Lost Ark, and then upcoming Chrono Odyssey content creator too. He went over because they basically invited him to do like interviews with the devs and everything, and he had this this notion that the game was going to be a certain way and everything. And in the tests that people played just a couple days ago, they were not happy, and they used him as a content creator punching bag because he said, you know, these are the things that I think, and players did not agree at all. They called him a shill. They called him a paid actor. And man, so he made a video to address this. I honestly don't think that he was paid. I don't think he was sponsored. I wasn't sponsored. None of the content creators that gained access were sponsored. So I do think the points that he made were genuine. But then I left a comment here going over what I thought. I stated, I genuinely hope the game succeeds, as we've been told that it has a lot of potential that can one day be realized, because in the state that it is in now, it is gonna flop. Like, if it releases like this, it is going to fail. What we played did not do it justice, and I hope that the final build is a lot more polished, because we've also been told here that this build of the game is over a year old. A year old. They were like, you know what's a good idea? Let's give content creators access to the game from a year ago. Let them create content for it and show everyone that this is the version of the game that they can play right now. That is a terrible idea, because now everyone played this, what is, for all intents and purposes, the general perception of this is a heaping pile of trash. And that is the first impression for every player. That is what people saw going into this. If your game sucks in its current iteration, it doesn't matter if it's great a year from now, or, I mean, the game's supposedly launching in 2025. It doesn't matter if this version of the game is over a year old. People saw this and they said, nope. And that is it. They've ruined players' first impressions. If the version we had access to is anything to go off of, this game is dead on arrival. That's what I stated. People have made that abundantly clear, because it isn't good. It is very broken, it is very basic, it is very limited. We attempted to discuss this in our video, but we, both MRSSTIX and I, were told that we were wrong, and the game was incredible. The comment section, and even on their Discord and social media, said, you know, MMO by STIX, they don't know what they're talking about. Chrono Odyssey is going to be so incredible. Sure, they may have played the pre-beta, but the game is still incredible. I haven't played the game yet, but I mean, I'm just, you know, basing this purely off of trust me, bro sources, information. Like, sure. Interesting to see the perception of the game change so drastically after people got to try it themselves. So they were like, no, STIX, you guys are wrong. Your information is wrong. They tried it themselves and they're like, this sucks! I do genuinely look forward to continuing to see where the game goes and hope its release in the next several months goes over smoothly. We don't need another failed MMO. We need to actually succeed for a change, but I do not have high hopes. That is what I stated, because that is the truth. Oh, but those are my thoughts. What would be the point of gathering feedback on a build that's over a year old, right? You are complaining about something in development that is actually awesome. has the best design. It is like you look at a building workers are making and complain that it is not done even when the time is not really that much has passed. I see 2 issues. One, not calling this alpha. Another, trailers being false advertisement, but many AAA did this, including The Witcher 3. No one is entitled to anything before paying. The product is in development. People need to act like not little kids. I don't know who is behind the keyboard, but some are more than 18 in real life, yet the comments don't look this way. So, what? You're complaining about something in development that is actually awesome. It has the best design. What is that comment? Nobody said this. Nobody looked at Chrono Odyssey and thought to themselves, this is the best looking MMO to exist. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. No, come on. Every content creator voiced their concerns with the aesthetic of the game, with the visuals of the game. Nobody said that the design for this game is the best. You vomited listening to that? Dude, that is a paid actor. That's a paid, there's no way that's real. There's no way at all that that is a real comment. This is not, like, I'm sorry, chat, y'all, honestly, does this have the best design for you? Do you look at this game and say, this is PS6, like, this is 2027 right here. This is the best visual experience in gaming right now. No, this, you know, there's white knights for every game, no matter how bad. I know, but come on, that's crazy. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. This is straight up copy pasted. Chrono Odyssey beta is over and players were accusing the devs of copied content. I have seen that. I've seen that. I've not seen this.
Oh, are you timing yeah, someone invite me to party again, but like, yeah, if the castle's here, that means the siege camp should be across, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It fucking is, bro. Yeah, oh my god.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh my god.
What it looks like. Is this exactly copy paste?
Yeah,
that's
pretty
rough.
much, yeah.
Yeah, even the shops on the side by the door.
Yeah, you have
clearly I'm wrong, yeah.
This is where you stage your like attack, and then like you go fight the other 50 people on the other side. It's literally this, yeah.
Yeah, it's not good.
In this table right here?
Yep.
Really?
Oh my god.
It's 1-to-1, bro.
Shit.
A 1-to-1 direct copy of everything, the entire placement of it.
When I asked him, what games did you take inspiration from? Why did he not say New World?
Yeah, a direct 1-to-1 copy. That's crazy. Looks like New World. Imagine copy pasting and showing the game to hardcore MMO players, expecting them not to notice. Exactly right. Another player was able to get screenshots from outside the beta barrier and found identical layouts for forts, war camps, territory, ownership, tax. Wait, there's more? Okay, so this is Chrono Odyssey. This is New World. Okay, there's definitely a very, very large similarity between the buildings, but we have more. Okay, here's the outside of Chrono Odyssey. Here's the... No way! Come on! What? Chat, tell me what is different about these images. Tell me what is different about these images. All right, let's see next. Okay, Chrono Odyssey, New World. Chrono Odyssey, New World. There's the staircase to the left. There's the building. There's a watchtower in the distance over to the right. There's the entrance. There's a secondary entrance. There is an individual staircases on both sides of the door. There's a staircase leading up the ramp here. I can't. It's crazy. No, I know it's not exact 1-to-1, but I mean, let's be honest. That is the same. Like, you can't look at that and be like, nope, that is an original idea for them. Can we also point out here that I think New World actually looks visually better than Chrono Odyssey? That's crazy. Okay, here's it from another perspective. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay, all right. Yep, I see the resemblance, definitely. Yeah, so they made very subtle changes. Like, here's an extra opening in the wall. But the entire design and foundation of it is exactly the same. Wow. Even the camp in the distance between the two watchtowers on the wall. Holy crap. What has better lighting? Lighting has a lot of impact, yeah. Lighting in Chrono Odyssey is terrible. Okay, here's the, oh God, the command table at the middle. Damn. I didn't play enough New World to really notice this, chat. But looking back at this now, it's wild. Like they actually didn't even care. Kind of wild. A lot of this looks and feels like New World. One of the differences I noticed is that objects like barrels and crates are destructible in Chronos. They are, yeah. That is unreal. Okay, I have to see. Hold on. Did the devs actually, did they address this? Did they publicly state why they did this or that they did this, or was anything made at all? Anything? So I guess this is their closing tweet. Small indie company. Oh, I'm sure. The first closed beta test for Chrono Odyssey has officially concluded. We sincerely thank everyone who participated and expressed overwhelming interest far beyond our expectations. During this brief testing period, we received a lot of feedback, bug reports, thoughtful suggestions. We are carefully reviewing every submission, and your insights are playing a vital role in shaping the final quality of Chrono Odyssey. Even though, chat, this build is over a year old and the game is releasing in a few months. At present, we're currently prioritizing improvements to key gameplay elements such as movement controls, animations, and combat responsiveness. Although, at the same time, this build is over a year old, so we don't even know what the combat, the movement controls, or the animations are like in the current build of the game. In theory, our goal is to refine these systems to provide a more immersive and polished experience. Performance and system stability issues are also undergoing in-depth review. We're committed to resolving these issues to ensure a more stable and more reliable gameplay experience. In addition, we were actively addressing bugs, optimization challenges, and UI UX related inconveniences identified during the beta test, guided by the feedback provided by or during the closed beta. If you haven't had the chance to complete the feedback survey, we would greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to share your thoughts. Okay, that was... So basically they said, we're working to fix your issues with the year-old version of the game. What? What? So they didn't see any of these issues between the year ago version of the game and the now version of the game? Come on. Come on. How do you know that the build was a year old? Well, that's what they claim. That's what they claim. Okay, here it is, chat. Thank you for your feedback. The version from the end of last year was the FGT version, and that is the one we were aiming for at the time. Our internal development build has improved significantly since then, so we hope you'll definitely join us for the second closed beta test. So this is the one from, you know, last year. So it's Bong Gun. That is his Twitter. Okay, let's see. The CEO did make a tweet though. After the 3-day closed beta ended, I spent a great deal of time monitoring every live stream on Twitch and YouTube. On the final day in particular, I stayed up for nearly 24 hours straight watching player reactions and feedback in real time. Together with our directors and vice president, we had many deep and thoughtful discussions. We're truly wholeheartedly committed to this game. Please look forward to upcoming videos, developer notes, and future announcements. With new elements to be tested in the second closed beta, our team is already bracing for another intense, fast-paced period of development. I'm personally doing my best to respond to as many messages as I can because as the person ultimately responsible for this project, it's my duty to face all feedback head on. Okay, so basically what happened was they got called out for the game being absolute trash, and then the CEO said, oh, don't worry, our builds from last year, we have a much better version of the game coming, don't worry. Basically, oops, it was last year's version, don't worry, the next one will be better.
I mean, either which way, we have the framework for the game and we can kind of see how it is. So if you like how the game, you know, essentially you like the idea of fighting bosses, you like crafting, you like all that stuff, like it's New World meets Elion, if you like that, like, yeah, if they work on it, it's probably gonna be good, but I can already tell you they're probably planning on releasing in a early access beta, or sorry, early access form, because they've already suggested that in their tweets. And that they're saying that early access is a great time to make changes, and I don't disagree. So if bugs and lighting issues and all that blah 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 bothers you, don't bother with it. But if you like the core of the gameplay, then you'll be fine. But the gameplay and story itself, unless there's like some major overhaul, that's it. You're looking at it.
People are very upset, and you know what? That upset is warranted. It is definitely warranted. Then they responded to people being upset by saying, don't worry, that's a version from so long ago. So, I mean, are they being genuine? Maybe. Are they trying to save face in hopes that, you know, they can make some kind of return on their initial investment? Perhaps. Is the game going to succeed as an MMO? Perhaps. Low likelihood of that happening. Will it fail? Probably. Most MMOs in the last couple years have. Throne and Liberty did, Grand Saga did, Valhalla Rising did, Tower Slain did. I think the only one that's been any kind of success in the last few years has been Lost Ark. But you know what? I'm still willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt at the end of the day. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.